My name is Cynthia Mbamalu. I'm with YIAGA Africa. YIAGA Africa is a civil society organization and we work from Nigeria but in Africa. Well, I do believe that for civil society actors or individuals who came from the civic space going into government, they need that level of solidarity and support from those who are still in the civil society space. And one of the big major ways one around support is issues around providing them with technical assistance to assist the work that they do in-house. So as simple as in the parliament, things like providing them easy things around bills analysis, the research that they would need to push for an issue, because at the end, we need them to perform better for their constituents. And then organizing to project the work that they are doing and telling their stories. And because most times when you get into politics, visibility is what drives your popularity. And civil society, you have that capacity to tell the stories of those who have crossed over, the good work they are doing, and why they ought to be in office. And so that level of storytelling to project the work that they are doing, I'm helping them build that visibility that they need to remain in government and projecting the good things that they are doing in office. I think that way they also feel that they're not alone in politics, but that while they're in politics, that they have a strong support base outside. And honestly, just like we talk about what we say in movements, solidarity is key. Because with solidarity, we know that we're working in unison with one spirit. And that way, we can even inspire a lot more people to cross over to politics. Well, because I believe that to effect the kinds of change we want, we need to have a lot more progressive minds in government who are like the insiders driving the change while you work with those who organize from outside. I think political organizing is key because politics is different from civil society activism. And once you get into politics, you need to understand how to build relationships, maintain relationships, how to inspire people to believe in your vision and your dream. But most importantly, how to play politics in a way that keeps you in the system, but yet does not impact on your values negatively. So political organizing is key for me. And once you get into politics, the other is also understanding the importance of negotiating for power at different levels, because to create influence in the system, you need to understand what are the power blocks and how do I convince people to come on my side of the conversation, and if you don't understand how to negotiate with power, how to make demands with the existing power blocks within the space, you get in and you'd be floating, you'd be struggling with lots of ideas and proposals and not making the impact that you want. And first is that democracy is hard work. It requires hard, consistent work. So you don't get to a place where you're like, I'm done working for democracy. There is no perfect system. And Nigeria obviously is not a perfect system. We're still a developing democracy. Would be 24 years this year. And so for young Nigerians, why I give this premise was a lot of young Nigerians felt frustrated with the electoral process, the outcome, the process itself. And I have people who are giving up on the system. And I think it's important we understand that there were major wins in this election. First, for the first time, we had a contest for the presidential elections that was beyond two parties. If you look at the map of Nigeria and how the parties won in the state, it's a colorful map. You had the All Progressives Congress, People's Democratic Party, the Labour Party winning in 12 states each. And then you had a new Nigerian People's Party winning in one of the big states in the Northwest. So you look at the map, it's colorful. It may not have given us the outcome we want, but it showed that the votes of Nigerians, the votes of Nigerian youth did count in those locations. We have new individuals who won elections into the parliament, the legislative house, and the national level and state level, who would not have won ordinarily, but the votes of the people got them in. And so what did we learn from that elections? That one, the system may not be perfect, but that the voices of the people is beginning to prevail in the system. However, the best way to achieve results is to constantly work on what we've achieved. So consolidate on the efforts, the organizing efforts in the pre-elections phase to get young people to register, to get their voters card cannot end at the ballot. That elections do not just end when we elect our leaders, it continues when we demand accountability. And so for me, the next phase of engagement is for every elected official, every young Nigerian, every Nigerian, we have that right to begin to demand accountability from them. All your campaign promises, what's the timeline to achieve them? And what bills are you pushing for? What policy reforms are you pushing for? And that is the way we get them to work and deliver on their mandates. And the other part is elections happen every 4 years. And so for younger people, it's also important we start, for those who want to run for elections, to begin to organize today, because without the kinds of monies the big money bags have, you need to plan earlier than they do. And so while we know that not everyone we wanted to win won, we can build on the success from these elections and build towards the next elections to get in the kinds of individuals we want at all levels of government, especially people who care about democratic principles around inclusive governance, around protection of rights of every person, because issues around minority rights abuse is still prevalent in Nigeria. Issues around youth unemployment, if you think around insecurity, these are things that are still really prevalent in Nigeria, and we need more innovative minds in office. But to get them in, we need to start working around their campaigns even way ahead of the election. So if you ask me the top two things, demanding accountability from the elected officials, let them deliver on the promises. We start that, what you call the assessment or the periodic review on how far they've come, and then to begin to organize ahead of the next elections for those we think ought to be our voices in government.